Well, if you look near the bottom of your screen here, you'll see that I'm 1100 elo in 5 minutes. But after this game, you're going to be wondering if that is photoshopped, because look at this game timeline here, right? Only 3 green circles and 1 blue circle there from both players, and a whole lot of mistakes, inaccuracies, and blunders. So, but that's fine. You know, I'm just throwing for content to make it entertaining for both parties here, right? Everything here is totally intentional, just throwing for content, always staying one step ahead of my opponent. Now, I play this E6 B6 setup, which you can learn if you go to Gotham Chess's website, Chessly, and purchase the course. This is not an endorsement. This is not a paid sponsorship. I'm just saying that's the opening I played. Now, I did get the course on sale for like $30-some, and I went to a real life tournament and played this opening as black, and I won like $200. So that's a better return on investment than Nancy Pelosi's husband's stock trading. But I think here I kind of messed up my moves because now he's got a slight advantage, and so don't like go to this and be like, ooh, now I know Gotham Chess's like courses moves, because this is definitely not it, right? This is just part of the throwing for content though. After some trades and some development, he pins my knight, and I unpin real quickly, and boom, bishop b5 check, right? Block with the knight, and now he goes for the famous PP on the PP technique, right? Put pressure on the pin piece, but I'm not even sweating it, all right? My forehead is drier than the Sahara Desert, right? That's how I am the opposite of sweating, right? I'm like dehumidifying the air. I'm making the room drier around me. That's like how not sweating I am right now, right? Because I can just, everything's fine, and now boom. Queen takes c6, and it's all equal, 0, 0, 0. And he goes c3, blocking the queen's like attack here, like kind of jamming it with the pawn. And I castle. You know, still not even sweating, but maybe I could have been, because pawn to b4 here traps the bishop. The bishop has no squares to go, but he misses it. He goes rook to c1. He's like one of those alpha male red pill YouTubers who's like, oh, you know, don't always focus on the ladies, right? But all he did was focus on the lady, proving himself to be a massive hypocrite, just like they are. Queen to c7. Pawn to b4. And now my bishop can move back, and it's a safe trade. Now, interestingly enough, I could just take here because it comes with an attack on his bishop. So, I did miss the free pawn, but that's okay, right? You know, I don't need pawns. I don't need to take his pawns to win the game, right? Pawns are they're just lowly foot soldiers, just infantry, cannon fodder. We don't need them, right? We don't need to worry about that. And we're not here for carnage and destruction, right? All we gotta do is take his king, right? We don't need collateral damage. Now, he sets up this tactic with the bishop here and the queen here, like pin checkmate. But what I did have, that I totally saw but just didn't like, just like that Rook A4 or whatever Gotham Chess parody song, is queen to c4 because it pins his bishop. Now he can't do the tactic that way. But it's not what I did. I moved my king out of the way, and I moved the queen up now. And I go here going after his pawns, right? I defend my pawn, right? Defending my foot soldiers, trade here. And I take this pawn, trying to trade off this rook, but he finds queen to e7, attacking the rook. Defend with the king, trade, and now I don't even have to... First of all, this is 1,000 rated elo. You see a check, you play a check, right? But I'm not even going to go after his pawns, right? Not even worried about his foot soldiers. I'm just going to worry about promoting my pawn. He pushed up his pawn for no reason, not punishing my mistake. We're just not taking each other's pawns, right? This is the immortal pawn game. We just don't take these wide open pawns. Queen to d2, king f1, and queen to d3 check is a mistake, but it's a check. I have to play it. The best move here was actually d3. It puts a lot of pressure on his position because I can move the queen out of the way, move the pawn forward, and just make him have to react and then use that to punish. But I didn't do that, right? I play a check because we have to do that. And now queen to f5, going after this pawn. This pawn's doing absolutely nothing at all, and yet I'm going after it for some reason. So he takes my pawn that's actually defending his pawns, and now he's got two connected passed pawns, and I just push my pawn here, blundering all of my advantage. But that's okay, right? This is just throwing for content, right? This is just all planned out in my head, right? I saw 20 moves ahead. I saw that he was not finding the right continuation. Because, boom, he goes queen to e3, and now all of his advantage is gone, and boom, now I give him the advantage back. What he should have done here is go queen to d6, because it blocks this square from the rook, and that would be a good square for the rook to support the passed pawn. But he does not do that, and I go queen to f5, defending the pawn with the wrong piece. Now he goes rook to d1, and I go rook to d8. Now my pawn's adequately defended, but now we can just start pushing his passed pawns. So I go rook to a8, trading pawns, basically. And the engine says this game is a draw, but he's got this really dangerous passed pawn here, and if he gets that through, I basically lose the game. And that's okay, right? You know, we're doing good. We're throwing for content. Now, as you can see here, I'm threatening checkmate because if the rook goes here, the queen cuts all those squares off that are already red. So, then he finds the one move he couldn't play, right? This is not how you defend the checkmate. Because I have rook to a1, and this is the queen diagonal checkmate. I think this is called like the fishtail checkmate because this looks like a fish. I don't know, but I think that's what it's called. So you feel free to correct me on that, but that's a pretty exciting game that I tried my best to lose up until I found this checkmate.